You could definitely do this in-house. And if you are an operator, then this is the first like reflex. Like we need that in-house. And I get that. And I feel exactly the same way. And this reminds me of a time, when running ads was done in-house and then there were all these agencies and people were kind of outsourcing it. And it seems like a really good idea until the ads aren't running the way you want them to run. And then for every little thing, there's like one, two steps. Like one, two steps, Sierra. It's like one, two steps before you can actually get to that person, maybe just to change a line or a visual, right? Instead of having them right there next to you. So it makes sense to feel this way. It does. And above a certain size, you probably should. And this size is, well, I'll show you in a second, but if, a lot of the companies, small, medium-sized businesses, if you're under this amount, 500 people, then the math actually changes, right? Obviously, there's plenty of people, Fortune 500 companies, but also just companies around the world that are way bigger than 500 people. It's like 500 people, dude, that's a department. You know what I mean? But a lot of companies, successful companies, actually, with revenues, hundreds of millions, do it with 200, 300, 400 people, right? If you're above that, then I would say building it in-house, an AI team that could move fast, that could leverage, that could create workflows, that could save tremendous amounts of time, that can go really deep, connect the API hooks, all the technical stuff that's not interesting, but that's kind of like the plumbing to make it all work. If anyone tells you otherwise, they're trying to sell you something, right? Bigger companies build it in-house. It doesn't make sense. Anthropic is a bad example because they're obviously the creators of cloud code, but they would obviously do it in-house, right? If you're under 500, and most of the companies that I speak to are well under 500, and they still have a lot of professional processes that can be automated. And not just automated, also just improved. And here's why, right? We all know how it is to hire someone. Like good people are often taken, right? And they have notice periods. 2 months is normal. Sometimes it's 3 months, like depending on the expertise of that person. Like if this is a unique person, let's say this person works for Anthropic and you actually want that people to join your company, like 200, 300 people, you're one of the leaders there and you're like, yes, I'm going to do that. Hiring takes months, at least a quarter. This person is on board. Onboarding and getting to know the company takes another quarter. Then, you're kind of a couple of months out, 2 quarters out without anything being built. And here's the uncomfortable truth, and that's not a knock on you or your company or your team. But the truth is, or let me ask it, if you can't do it, right? If you really can't actually build it, like you can't go into the trenches, you're not going to go into the terminal, like you're just not going to go there. You need an expert to do it. Okay, you can say, well, I know what I want. I know the outcome. I know that I want it automated. Yeah, but what does that even mean? Right? Because if you don't know, like you're going to have blind spots, right? That's kind of the thing. If you don't know how to build it, then how can you judge, well, this person over that person? Tammy over Lisa. Definitely Tammy. Definitely Tammy. Why? Because she was nice? Maybe it's Lisa. Maybe Lisa was a bit more quiet, but she's like an introvert, but she is an extremely good builder. Like you just actually just don't know, right? And you're trying to make the best hire at the moment, and it's probably not going to work out. Not like to be like a doom thinker or a fear mongerer. It's really hard to assess some skills. And I honestly think it's also a little bit disrespectful to think that you can assess something as specific as an AI expert if you don't have any of that knowledge. Anyway, in the meantime, this is what happens. Nothing. So you can also bring in a partner, right? But it depends on how you bring in a partner, right? You have different kinds of partners. You have partners that say, look, let the pros do what we do. You sit back. I'll get back to you. You just go in your meetings, do what you got to do. We'll get back to you, and it's all going to work. And if you need anything, give us a call. Or you have agencies that say, look, we're going to build with you, because if we're building with you and you're seeing what's happening and you're asking questions and you're learning how to build, then obviously it's going to be way easier to understand what we've built because we've built it together versus here's a brief, we built it and it's done. And the good thing is, if you see it once or see it twice, you understand it. I'm not saying that if you've seen it once, you can build it. Like watching someone do something and doing it yourself is obviously a difference, but at least you have an understanding, right? And learning the basics is always better than having no idea what's happening in the business. Because that's the thing. I heard a coder say, well, my team sometimes ask me like what to solve, but I can't tell them that I don't know how to solve it because I'm using like ChatGPT to solve it. And I'm like, so if something breaks, imagine not being able to understand what's broken. I think that's problematic.